If 10 years ago you asked someone to hit you up, they'd probably think you were asking to get beaten up.
And if you said stuff like lit AF, weak snatched, or Yas Queen, people would definitely look at you like you're weird.
Don't they already do that anyway?
Hey, let's not get personal, okay?
Hi everyone and welcome to 2020 Vision. I'm Konal.
And I'm Dahir. As we spend another week in lockdown, it's worth looking at the activities we spend the day doing. And no doubt, social media is right up there.
Even when we are not quarantined and free to live our normal lives, we spend a lot of time on social media.
But that didn't change overnight, did it? Let's go way back in time. Sometime before the 2010s, when life was simpler and seeing 3G on the top bar of your phone was a good thing. What was that?
That's the sound time machines make, obviously.
Okay, who put him in charge of sound effects? What was that now?
I don't know, wasn't me.
I think that's your phone.
But I have a OnePlus, not a Blackberry.
It's 2010, bro. Keep up.
Oh shit. It says I was tagged in a photo with Angel Priya and 49 others.
What's happening?
Oh no, it's the Candy Crush request.
Now that was quite a ride. Wait, are you okay, bro?
Just promise me we are never using the time machine again. I think I might have PTSD or something.
Post time machine stress disorder? Damn, that's rough.
I'll never understand what was so special in that damn game. Kids, uncles, and aunties, it spared no one.
I know, right? There was so many better games on Facebook itself. Does anyone remember Farmville, Cityville, or even Miscrits? Those were the good old days.
You're talking to a level 152 Miscrits player. Literally joined Facebook just for the games.
Didn't we all?
I actually remember joining Twitter at 10 years old just to tweet about beating Federer 6 love on stick tennis without dropping a single point. Yes, I joined Twitter not for the sports, music, or political discussions, but just to flex. Surprisingly, no one ever liked those tweets.
I wonder why. Now let's test your social media knowledge. Yep, it's time for the 2020 Q&A. We have a few tweaks this time though. There will now be 40 seconds to ask as many questions as possible. And to make it even more interesting, Kunal will be asking me the questions. And I'll have to answer as many as I can. And no, I haven't seen them beforehand.
And of course, the questions are open to you guys as well. We'll discuss the answers at the end of the segment, so write them down and keep them ready. 40 seconds on the clock. And your time starts now. What is the most popular Instagram food?
Lasagna,
What is the most used social media?
Twitter,
How many social media users are there in the world?
700 million,
How much time do people spend on social media daily?
4 hours.
How many Instagram stories are posted daily?
This is a tough one. 10 million,
Okay. Who is the most followed person on social media?
Cristiano Ronaldo,
What was the first social media app ever invented?
MySpace.
And your 40 seconds are up. So let's discuss the answers. First question was, what is the most popular Instagram food? And the answer is pizza. The next two in line are sushi and steak.
I wasn't even close.
The next question was, what was the most used social media app? The answer here is Facebook with 2.45 billion
Shit.
users. WhatsApp and Messenger are a distinct second and third. The next question was, how many social media users are there in the world? The answer to this is not 700 million, but 3.5 billion users.
Wow. I wasn't even close.
The next question was, how much time do people spend on social media daily? And this answer surprised me. Users spend 3 hours per day on social media and messaging apps. Wow.
I was close.
The fifth question was, how many Instagram stories are posted daily? Once again, you are not even close. 500 million daily active Instagram stories are
Damn.
uploaded worldwide as compared to 150 million in 2017. Huge, huge number. The next question was, who's the most followed person on social media? So this one, the first answer you got right. And yet,
Thank God was CR7.
as of April 2020, the most followed person is footballer Cristiano Ronaldo with over 215 million followers. And the last question was, what was the first social media app ever created?
I said MySpace.
That is incorrect. The first recognizable social media app was called 6 Degrees and was created in 1997.
You can't expect me to know that.
Users could create a profile and add friends over there. So these were the answers. Dahir managed to get a whopping 1 out of 7 answers correct. Well done. Almost as good as your school and college grades. How many did you get right? I hope more than Dahir at least. That's it for the 2020 Q&A.
Moving on to a more recent period of time, let's talk about the big boom in social media. Somewhere around 2014 and 15, a flurry of apps were released, and they became increasingly popular with the general public.
It's around this time that we made our Snapchat and Instagram accounts. If you were wise enough to choose a sober name for Snapchat, you can hold your head high. Otherwise, enjoy sending everyone your snap codes so they can scan it.
This is also the time when meme culture started to develop. We had Rage comics, which were funnily enough the rage at that time. Then we also had the Keep Calm and Carry On posters, which came out of nowhere and became popular.
Another new creation of social media during this phase was the viral trends and challenges. Right off the top of my head, I can think of the Ice Bucket Challenge, the Harlem Shake, and even the Selfie Challenge. I remember stories about people who got hurt while trying to take cool selfies.
Yeah, there was also the dress whose actual color we never really figured out. Was it blue? Was it black? Was it white? Was it even gold? And how can we also forget the Snapchat dog filter? Almost everyone tried it on at least once.
And then there was Ask FM. And that's all we'll say about it. I feel like it taught me the art of barter. You give me a like, I'll give you a TBH.
But we can't talk about this era without mentioning dating apps, which have made love at first swipe a real thing. Apps like Tinder and Bumble, among others, gained immense popularity.
These days, Cupid's arrow truly has a Wi-Fi connection. And now it's time for the next segment, Your Vision. As promised, we put out a question on our social media handles and we are going to discuss some of your best responses here.
This week's question was, what is the weirdest or funniest text you received from someone you don't really know? First up, we've got Bhavna, and she's received a really weird text, and it's a really short one also. There were just 3 words there. Are you Dove? She says she doesn't really know what it means, and I'm not sure we do either. Is it like some secret code for some spy organization? God knows.
Next up, we have Preet, who got a text in December that just said, Happy Holi. I'm like, what is that guy trying to do over here? Does he want Holi to be celebrated twice in a year? Is he experiencing FOMO? That guy must have a really sad life this year because he's not going to get to celebrate Holi even once.
Next up, we have Manan, who received another bizarre text from this old auntie he apparently doesn't know. There was a photo of a young guy, and beside that, there was a text saying, "This is your child." Now, I'm not sure whether she was trying to put him up for adoption or anything of that sort, but yeah, that's a little messed up, man. Wrong number, maybe? It's time for some more funny content, this time from the App Store. We've scanned through the review section of some of the most popular apps, and we've handpicked the best ones for you.
First up, we have a 1-star review for Facebook by Mr. Kamal Jarial titled Too Large. He goes on to say, in very expressive words. It's too large app, around 235 MB. That's it.
We have another Facebook review that's also a 1 star, and this is titled No Updates, and it's by Vikas30633, who goes on to say, न्यू तो कुछ होता नहीं, बार बार अपडेट सेंड कर देते हैं.
Moving on, we have a 5-star review for Snapchat by somebody we can only assume is Karan because his name is written in some vernacular text. The review is titled Follow Me, and the description just says username Karan142580. So I guess follow him, guys.
Next up, we have a review for Instagram, which is just 1 star. It's by Aki KML, and it's titled 137.0 Bad Version. He has a really clear chain of thought, and that shows in the description where he says 136.0 Good Version.
Next up, we have another review for Snapchat, another 1-star review, and this time it's by Munna183. He goes on like, I like the app, but I don't like the comments made by Mr. CEO. That is, I don't want to expand into poor countries like India and Spain. So I'm rating this app at my poor cost, 1 star. That also, I don't have any option to give 0 rating. Jai Hind. I mean, we can appreciate the patriotism, but bro, you're 3 years late to this news.
Last up, we have a review for WhatsApp, and it's a 5-star review by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 X's and an FC at the end. He says, good for communication. I mean, he's got it spot on there. It is a communication app. And that's just straight facts, bro. Facts with 9 X's. From just a handful of apps, we're almost spoiled for choice. As my dad likes to say, there's an app for almost everything now.
And that's good because the variety of apps can help fill the gaps in the market. However, there are some apps that are a little too specific for our liking.
First up, there's Liver. To gain access to Liver, you need to have a couple of drinks in you at least, because you can only access it by proving your alcohol level. This requires a breathalyzer that you can connect to your smartphone. The purpose of Liver is to connect with other people who are also drunk, possibly leading to some interesting conversations.
The next app on the list is Cloak. Now, this app is perfect to help you avoid particular people. So basically, after becoming a user, you can look up the whereabouts of your contacts and you can avoid them. Now, I can think of so many people this will be beneficial for.
Next up, we have Meet at the Airport. It seems like a lot of people enjoy the risk and the adrenaline rush from an encounter between two strangers. This app helps you keep company during your layover. So whenever you're at the airport, just waiting for your next connecting flight, it's time to turn it into a rom-com.
So the next app on the list is called Jail Inmates. So this app was made for inmates in the US to keep in touch with each other. But it's also possible for any other free citizen to access the platform, look at the images, and even write to the prisoners.
Moving on, there's also an app called REM Cloud. Who's ever woken up wanting to tell the whole world what they dreamt of? So this is an app that helps you remember your dreams. As soon as you wake up, you open REM Cloud and you write down your dream. It keeps in mind all the details that you mention and helps others to read, share, and even comment on it.
The last app on the list is called A Small World. Now, this is by far the most exclusive social media app out there. In order to gain access, you first need to prove you're either a millionaire or a celebrity. Otherwise, you can't even register or create a profile. Now, this is a life goal.
In today's day and age, social media has become an absolute necessity. Pretty much everyone's on it, including thousands of bots in comment sections that ask if you want to see them naked.
From huge brands like Coke and Starbucks to our very own Mumbai police, they've shown how important it is to have a strong social media presence. And even in response to a complaint, You're more likely to receive faster replies on Twitter than on local customer service tabs.
Earlier, pages and brands used to work hard to cheat the algorithms and appear on top of your feed. But now, there's a whole new kind of competition going on. Now, we've got people and brands fighting over space in the comment sections.
There's Jonathan Foley, Farouk, and who can forget Slim Jim? If nothing else, then this further emphasizes how important the digital space is becoming today.
As we approach the end of today's episode, let's remember some of the major figures in the evolution process of our social media. Special thanks to 9gag for being the first meme page we followed, and the guy from the Nagarpalika meme, because the municipality may not have been able to fix all the potholes, but watching him on repeat just makes all those troubles disappear.
Let's not forget the contributions by Himesh Sir, Hera Fairy, and the Mature Bag Guy too. Sensations in their respective fields of singing, comedy, and fashion.
In closing, we'd like to say, in a time of self isolation like this, social media is probably our only means of communication with the rest of the world. So go ahead, share memes, do that random challenge you got nominated for, post throwback photos, but there's one thing you have to avoid.
Yes, don't use the time machine. Ever.
I was going to say don't forward fake news on WhatsApp, but I guess that works too.